So we are famous for our peaches, but oranges, limes, and lemons are squeezing their way, see that, into the state in a pretty big way. A decade ago, the state had 4,700 citrus trees. Today, it has more than 500,000.
So what's driving this citrus boom? Well, new at 5, Channel 2's Brian Mims explains that growing citrus in Georgia has its profits and pitfalls.
There is enough citrus grown in Georgia that last spring, the state legislature created the Georgia Citrus Commission, a sure sign that citrus is big enough to need research and marketing. While Georgia grows a tiny fraction of what Florida produces, citrus growers see opportunity beckoning north of the border.
You don't pull this citrus.
Lindy Savelle reaches into lush leaves for a bright orange beauty and, with little effort, peels the skin.
It's still beautiful as can be.
She grows more than 640 citrus trees on 5 acres here at Jonina Farm in Thomas County. Come late fall, she harvests the sweetness.
That's like candy.
She and her husband Perry planted their citrus trees, most of them cold, hardy Satsuma oranges, in 2016.
Oh, that is pretty.
They're now among roughly 150 citrus operations across South Georgia.
Citrus is that one thing that a small family farm can do. Doesn't take a lot of acreage to equate to a lot of volume.
In the beginning, the Savelles had their naysayers.
People would say, "You're crazy, you can't do that in Georgia."
The trees would never survive the cold snaps, skeptics warned. But Georgia winters are warming up. The nonprofit Climate Central says the average winter temperature in southwest Georgia has increased 6.5 degrees since 1970.
A warming climate does make Georgia more attractive to citrus farming, but growers say even if climate change weren't happening, the industry would still be taking root in Georgia and spreading its branches.
The challenge that we have is climate variability.
Herb Young raises 1,300 citrus trees just north of Thomasville. Despite warmer winters, punishing freezes still grip deep South Georgia, as they did in December 2022, when temperatures plunged into the teens for several days. He dismisses climate change for sparking the state's citrus surge.
I don't think that's really the factor, yeah. I think it's like all kinds of agriculture. We're stubborn.
A stubborn determination, he says, to try something new, no matter the risks. In that Arctic blast last December, followed by a freeze in March, the Savelles lost about 90% of their citrus.
But we still have trees. And that's, I tell people, just count your blessings, you still have a tree.
You still have a tree, that is, to live on and bear fruit in the next season.
That freeze that we had in December really kind of proved that we can grow it here. Any type of farming, you're going to have ups and downs. It's never, ever going to be perfect from year to year.
Crop science is also feeding Georgia's citrus boom. Researchers are studying which trees are hardiest to handle freezes. These trees on the Savelles farm, for example, are hybrids, fruit limbs grafted onto the roots of varieties that can best weather the cold. Bill Barber is a citrus consultant from Florida.
These trees are usually very prepared for cold events, and they will take quite a bit more cold temperature than anything in Central Florida has ever seen.
Lindy Savelle sees a wide Georgia horizon that's sunny.
Oh, it's perfect.
For citrus.
Well, you know, we just kind of proved ourselves. You know, you don't have to say a thing, just watch what we're doing.
As president of the Georgia Citrus Association, Lindy Savelle says the state is poised to produce 20 to 30 million pounds of fruit in 2024. Back to you.